is going to be me explaining the marauders lore until you fall asleep on my whiteboard. By the way, I have not planned any of this, so you will be hearing the ramblings of an absolute madwoman, but we kind of love that. And what is the marauders if not fall to the brim with madwomen? First of all, appreciation for the jacket. It's my Gryffindor jacket. If you know nothing about the marauders fandom, it starts with a book. 7 books, in fact. And those 7 books are the Harry Potter books. And who writes the Harry Potter books? J.K. Rowling. Who we hate. There she is. We hate her in the Marauders fandom. Because she wrote the original 7 Harry Potter books. If you're literally under a rock and you don't know the 7 Harry Potter books, they're about a wizard boy. And the author of those books, transphobic and majorly problematic. Apart from that, I'm not the person to explain that. This is not that video. Just know, in the fandom, we don't like her. So, when, why, what, who? I'm so glad you asked. The main people in the Marauders fandom. So basically, the books are about a wizard boy, Harry, his dad, James, his godfather, Sirius, his teacher, Remus, and his best friend's rat, Peter. They're all best friends at school, right? They're all really good friends at school. James's surname is Potter, Sirius's surname is Black, Remus's surname is Lupin, and Peter's surname is Pettigrew. And they are the founders of the fandom. These are our founding fathers: James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. But people hate Peter. We'll get into that. And if you do know the Harry Potter fandom, but you don't know the Marauders fandom, you probably recognise all these names. They're probably normal. And you probably don't like Peter. You might not like James, but you probably like Sirius Black and Remus Lupin. So it starts off with these 4 boys living in the 70s. So they join the school in 1971. Well, canonically, some fanfictions. So fanfictions are the Bible in the Marauders fandom. And the main fanfiction is All the Young Dudes. I have my All the Young Dudes badge here. I have the All the Young Dudes books on my shelf. This is the Bible fanfiction. And in that they all join in 1971. But in some fanfictions, like my personal favourite, Cadence of Part-Time Poets, Remus Lupin joins their school in like 1975, 1976, I can't remember, in 5th year. So these guys are in their school, which is called Hogwarts. And again, if you know the Harry Potter fan, you'll know this. And they stay for 7 years. And there are a friendship group. There are other friendship groups, which I'll get into, maybe not in this video. It depends how long I'm yapping for. But yeah, these 4. So there is a big core founding relationship that holds up the fandom. It's why it started, because in the 3rd Harry Potter book, these 2 characters interact. People were like, they would be a couple, and that is Remus Lupin and Sirius Black, also known as Wolfstar. This is, ignore my handwriting, I'm writing backwards. This is the best ship in the whole world, in my opinion, but most popular ship in the fandom, obviously. It's the ship between two of the four main boys, compared to the other ships, which there are no other ships in the four boys, like popular ones. And that, again, as I said, is Remus and Sirius. So in the fandom, there are fancasts, so ignore my stomach. So obviously we don't have a movie, we don't have a TV series, we have the musty, crusty, original cast. The person that plays Remus in the original movies is called David Lee Lewis, I think that's how you say his name. People like him as Remus, but they prefer Andrew Garfield. And we are really going back. We are going back in time. These are the OG fancasts. And Sirius is fancast by Ben Barnes. And they are like these two men are in love. That's another thing about the Marauders fandom. It is queer. It is a sanctuary for queer, trans, POC people, obviously. Some people aren't those things in the fandom, but a lot of people that feel attacked by J.K. Rowling or really want somewhere for characters that aren't represented come to this fandom. These are two straight white men, the actors, but the Marauders fandom doesn't care. Well, the old Marauders fandom. I will get into the new fancasts if I have time. So yeah, these two in love. The old fancasts for James and Peter. James is Aaron Taylor Johnson. So he, another white man, which, controversial alert, is unpopular opinion now. People don't think that James is white anymore, and people think he's Desi or sometimes Latino. Some people do think he's white, but people still use Andrew Garfield and Ben Barnes in edits. I haven't seen an Aaron Taylor Johnson one in a while. And Peter is Dane DeHaan. I don't know how you spell his name, because I really do not like this. I'm so sorry. Dane DeHaan is not Peter in my head. Also, appreciate my phone case that says "Hot Girls Love James Potter," please. If you don't know why people like James Potter, because if you're an OG, like Harry Potter only Marauders fan, you might think James Potter is a bully. I say no. I say James Potter is sweet, kind, overlooked, etc. I don't know why I wrote that all out. But anyway, those are the four main guys, those are the four main fancasts, and the main fanfictions, as I said, all the young dudes. Which is a Mon Hoople song, and David Bowie wrote it. David Bowie is Marauders' divine king. Everyone loves David Bowie here. He is an icon. He is the moment. He is from the 70s, and so is this. Other really popular fanfictions, choices, Our Eyes Baby, Crimson Rivers, The Cadence of Part-Time Poets, and there are lots. These are very new ones. I can't say I'm well versed or educated in old Marauders fandom. I did join in August. It feels so much longer, but I'm looking at my Marauders poster wall right now, and I don't have anything about old fanfictions because I do not ship Jilly. So we move relationships people think James Potter, Harry's father, had. So the first one is Jilly. So this is the relationship between James Potter and Lily Evans. Lily Evans is Harry Potter's mum. Lily Evans is my favourite character, even though I don't ship Jilly. I ship this mystery ship over here. I don't ship Jilly. Nevertheless, love Lily. Goddess. The main fancast for Lily that I see is Sophie Skelton or something. Annalise Basso. Is that just it? Is it Annalise Basso? These are the two old popular ones. And Jilly is a classic ship. Wolfstar and Jilly are the ships in All the Young Dudes' most popular fanfiction. They're the ships in a lot of the old fanfictions. They're what a lot of old Marauders fans say that they like, and they are one side in the beef between Jilly and Jagulus. So these two at war constantly. I say let people live. If you ship Jilly, if you ship Jagulus, I'm okay with whatever. If you ship something else for James, unpopular. But Lily Evans and James Potter, one ship, that's Jilly. Regulus Black and James Potter is Jagulus. So Regulus Black is the brother of Sirius Black. Going back, Sirius Black, one of the Marauders, James's best friend, and basically Sirius. Let me wrap out what's on the back of this whiteboard, and then I'll go into the whole Black family lore. So this is the Black family. There are some really good videos on the Black family on YouTube, one that explains the whole lore, but I'll explain Sirius's house. So Sirius's house is Orion, Black, and Wahlburger. I always forget if it's Wahlburger. I think it's Wahlburger. Somebody correct me. They have two sons, Sirius and Regulus. And this family, not good. They are pure blood wizards, which mean they're descended from wizards, where a lot of wizards are descended from non-wizards, muggles, or they have a mix of wizard and muggle blood. But these, no, they're part of the Sacred 28, which, oh god, I just realised I have a digital footprint, and I'm talking without a script about the Sacred 28. Whatever. The Black family are part of the Sacred 28, which means no muggle blood, or any muggle blood, is eradicated and ignored, ostracized from the family, which is the case with some of this family, like Wahlburger's brother. Oh god, I forgot his name. I'm a fake fan. Wahlburger has a brother who has 3 daughters. One is Andromeda, one is Bellatrix, and one is Narcissa, who you'll probably recognise as Bellatrix Lestrange rather than Bellatrix Black, and Narcissa Malfoy, who is Draco Malfoy's mum. Draco Malfoy is like a main character in the Harry Potter series, and they're the cousins of Sirius and Regulus Black, and they all hate Muggleborns apart from Andromeda, who marries the Muggleborn Dead Tonks, and they have a child, and that is Nymphadora Tonks, also known as Tonks, who Remus Lupin ends up marrying in the actual series. Anyway, I will not go into that right now. Back to such as Our Eyes Baby, Crimson Rovers, Choices, some of the ones I said earlier, are about regulars. So Regulus Black is fan casted in the edits. The traditional one is Timothy Chalamet. And you might be going, what the hell? Why? Well, just because. So yeah, long war between these two sides of the fandom, known as the new fandom, the old fandom. I think some people ship Jelly that are part of the new fandom. I don't know many people that ship Regulus that are part of the old fandom, but some people ship both of them, like both of them. But some people also ship three of them in a polyamorous relationship, which is regularly not as popular. It's still a thing. Okay. I spoke about Lily Evans, but now I'm going to talk about the Valkyries. So, in Gryffindor, obviously, that's Hogwarts house. There's the Marauders in the boys' dorm. In the girls' dorm, there has to be someone. There are three girls. Lily Evans, as I mentioned earlier. She is, I already said a fancast, but she is like the prefect of the three. She's ginger. She's often white, just to get a good idea of her. She is, she's me. She's Lola, virtually. She is me. And then you also have two other girls usually, who are Mary McDonald and Marlene McKinnon. So Mary McDonald is mentioned in the Harry Potter series when Snape mentions Lily's friend Mary, who had to wait outside the dorm one night. No, Snape had to wait outside the dorm one night, and Mary came out and told him to go away. And also, there was a weird prank, dark magic, that was put into Mary McDonald by some of Snape's friends. So Mary McDonald, fancast, is Sophia Bryant. And she is like flirty. She is commonly like African. She's like a strawberry. Like they all have like symbols in my head. And Marlene is a cherry. Mary McDonald, strawberry. And Lily is obviously a lily. I don't know. The flower. And then Marlene McKinnon is, her fancast is Sophie Thatcher. Don't ask me why all three of them are fancasted by someone called Sophie. But also Marlene McKinnon is fancasted by Florence Pugh. That's an old one. And new ones, which I'll get into later, because I know some of you Marauders fans are itching for me to say one of them, because she's as common as Sophie Thatcher. But yeah, she is like Rockstar's girlfriend. She is like just so cool, and like guitar, cool coded. I realised I never said how we know who Regulus is. So Regulus is mentioned like once. Oh, I'm gonna say when Marlene and Regulus were mentioned. So Marlene mentioned in a photo that Mad-Eye Moody in the 5th book, he's a member of the Order of the Phoenix, holds up and he's like, all these people died. And Marlene McKinnon's on there and he's like, Marlene McKinnon died. And Marauders fans are like, she sounds cool, let's have her. That's most of the people on that picture, to be honest. But yes, Marlene McKinnon, that's how we know she is. Regulus Black mentioned once. it's a locket. Probably not. And in it he writes like, to the Dark Lord. And then he writes loads of other things. And he's like, R.I.P. And Harry finds his locket and he's like, who's R.I.P.? And they find out it's Regulus and they're like, oh my god, I thought he was a Death Eater, which is a fan of Voldemort, who is like the pure blood, even though he's half-blood, king, and who the Black family follow. And Voldemort is the main protagonist of Get Out. He's the main antagonist of the Harry Potter series. So yeah, these are the Valkyries, the girlies, the ones we love. And there's one final friend group that I'm going to go over today, which is the Slytherin Skittles. You might be thinking, Lola, that's all the friend groups. No. There is another friend group, and I have a corkboard with their pictures stuck up, like I'm solving a crime case over there. And they're called the Amethysts. You might not know them, but I made a lot of content about them on my Pinterest account, which is not connected to this account, so no one knows it's me. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm a famous person. But yeah, Slytherin Skittles, which is Regulus Black, who we already went over, not gonna go over him. Barty Crouch Jr., Evan Rosia, Pandora, Rosia, or Lovegood, depending on what you like, and Dorcas Meadows. So, these 5 Slytherin Skittles, why you may ask, they're in Slytherin. Skittles, they're all gay. Like every single character in this fandom, they are queer. So, I am going to tell you who their fancasts are by now. Regulus, Timothy Chalamet, Barty Crouch Jr., antagonist of the 4th book of the Harry Potter fandom. Harry Potter fandom, bro. Get out! Harry Potter book series. Barty is fancasted by Maxine Duval. That's probably not his name. I probably made that up. I'm pretty sure it's Maxine. Maxine something. Evan is, these are the old fancasts. Well, the Slytherin Skittles are fairly new, but they're on like more up to date fancasts because every day the fancasts change. Evan, oh my god, I completely forgot the Evan fancast name. Evan Rosia fancast. Casper Bonbulo, and these 2 are both French actors. Pandora, Elle Fanning is the olds. Pandora fancast. Basically, Pandora is, so Evan and Barty, Death Eaters. Pandora is the mother of Luna Lovegood, who is a character, very popular character in the Harry Potter series. Dorcas Meadows, mentioned in that picture that Moody shows, where Dorcas is also mentioned, where Marlene is also mentioned. They are a friend group. Take that as a fact. Ships. Okay. Oh, and Dorcas's fancast is all over the shop. I could not tell you a single fancast because the fancasts that she has do not have enough clips to have like enough edits. So there are like so many, and all of them are kind of bad. There is a fancast I like, but it's from a fan film. The fan film, I'll go over. Let me write it on the back so I remember to talk about it. So, the ships, and also sexualities, maybe. That's very headcanon-y though. Okay, ships. We talked about the James ships, and we talked about Wolfstar. And then the girls, so Lily, Evans, maraudes is commonly with Mary or with Pandora if she's not with James. So Lily's fancasts are all over the shop. If you're new to this fandom, you won't know. The boys are extremely idolised, and loads of content is made about the boys compared to the girls. That's why if Chili, that's a very popular complaint against regulars, because if Chili's not a thing, Lily just gets put with Mary or Pandora. Personally, I really ship Lily and Mary. I kin it till the day that I die. But people do put them, any of these people, with Lily compared to, like, they say, oh, you're just like putting James with any boy apart from Lily. So Lily, her sexuality is often lesbian if she's not with James, or bi. And then Marlene, she is always with Dorcas. There is Maryleen, which is Mary and Marlene. I've never read it in a fanfiction, so I'm not going to count it. These two are another pillar which most people accept, like Wolfstar, Dorleen, which is these two. People accept it, so it's kind of like Gryffindor versus Slytherin. They're opposing houses. They're both Quidditch players, which is the sport in the wizarding world. And people think Marlene is a lesbian, always a lesbian. Same with Dorcas. And then, who else is there? Oh, Rosekiller is Barty and Evan. So that is these two. It's the most toxic ship. That sounds really bad. It's like meant to be a toxic, like, best friends / lovers ship, which I adore. I think it's so fun, and they're both gay. And then, girl, I am running out of ships. Have I got everything? James' sexuality is mostly pan. Sometimes he's the token straight. In Chili fanfiction, that's often old fanfiction. Peter is a lot of the time aromantic, asexual, which I don't like. I'm all for asexual, aromantic representation. Personally, I think Evan is asexual, even though he's gay. Obviously, there's a difference. But Peter, I feel like people in the fandom are really fat phobic, and Peter is canonically fat. He's like canonically plus size. He's canonically a bad character. It still doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to get shipped with someone compared to Evan and Barty. Both are, I would say Barty is more evil. I would say Barty's more evil than Peter, because I do have a soft spot for Peter, but people love Barty, people love regulars, even though they're both evil because they're skinny. Someone find me in the comments. Me acting like anyone's going to be doing that. Regulus, sexuality is down in it. Regular, okay, wolfstar. So there's a wolfstar being the most popular. Wow. There's a lot of different interpretations, but people think Remus. Personally, I think Remus is bi, Sirius is gay. Regulus, always gay. But Mary's always bi. Pandora is a lot of the times like unlabeled or pan, because she obviously gets with Xenophilius in the actual series, which is Luna's dad. But she gets shit with Lily a lot of the time. So a lot of them are just trying to slot into each other. Please tell me if I missed someone out. I feel like my brain has been all over the place. are going to sleep, I forget this is ASMR and not me talking to my friends. Right to the order, which is on YouTube. I will link it. This is a fan film, which obviously I'm speaking about because I love. And I was waiting for this to come out for ages before it actually came out. It is a fan film to do with the Marauders era, and all the people that I've just mentioned, all the characters, are played by actors who are like not getting paid. It's a fan film, like, and they look so alike, the characters. And Douglas Meadows is played by someone called Mars. Mars is the best, the actual best fan cast. So yeah, just to let you know, that is the fan film. Now I've said that, I'm gonna go to the new fan casts. So let me write out all the characters. James, Sirius, Remus, Peter, Lily, Mary, Marlene, Dorcas, regulars, Evan, Barty, Pandora. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I don't recall there being 12. I swear there are 11. No, there are 12. So I'm going to talk about their new fan casts and ignore my stepbrother shouting. So, James, Sirius, Remus, Peter, Lily, Mary, Marlene, Alvin, Barty, Pandora. So, as edits get more advanced, obviously there are going to be new fan casts. And so, James, I'm probably going to get some of these wrong. Abhayam is exactly how I picture James in my head. He is an Indian actor, and him and fan casts always makes me smile. They look so alike. Serious. So there are a few. Conan Gray. I don't know if I think it's Gray with an A. I don't know. Is one, a very popular one. And M. Dove. It's something M. Dove. Let me get my many Google Doc, no, like Google Notes on this. Okay, let's just search up. Okay. Aaron M. Dove. Remus is Matthew Hitt. Peter, so Cooper Hoffman is my personal favourite. It's not a really new one, but I still love it. Cooper Hoffman is exactly how I see Peter. A lot of these, because they're smaller actors, obviously Cooper Hoffman is not a small actor, but like Happy Verma, Aaron M. Dove, smaller. So they look closer to how I picture them, because people are like nailing in. Like Timothy Chalamet is such a big actor. For regulars, I prefer Mark. I never know how to spell it. There's two ways to spell it, I think. Idolstein, who is a Russian actor. For Lily, there is one I haven't got written down. eyes, and she has red hair, and she's really pretty. But personally, I don't love her as Lily, so I just didn't write her in this. That's annoying. So, Marlene B. Ba Do B. Beaver Doobie. Very popular one. Please correct me if it's not spelled like that. For Mary and for Dorcas, there aren't really any new ones. As I said, for Dorcas, she has like a bunch that aren't really cemented, and for Mary, people love Sophia Bryan still, the only one that hasn't really changed. Evan and Barty, again, they're quite new, so the original fan cast for them were already nailed down. Then Pandora, oh, Evan actually, people love, I can't remember his name, he's a singer. Oh god, let me find him, he's a singer, and you will know him. You will know him, Evan. Dominic Fike, before I even looked it up. Dominic Fike. For Pandora, Amandla Steinberg. So these are all the new fan casts. Ignore if I've spelled any of them wrong. Evan and Pandora are like seen as twins a lot of the time. So when they're in edits together, it's a bit hard because the races don't always match up. So often none of those will be used, and it'll be a different one. I've seen a lot of people for the smaller, for James, Sirius and Remus and Peter. Peter has less, but for James, Sirius and Remus, people are very protective over the fan cast. And therefore you know their names and you know the beef that's going on, but for the others, less so. So, my next topic is the Black Sisters. So, as I explained earlier, these are the sisters from the Black family, and they are called Bellatrix Black, Narcissa Black, and Andromeda Black. So Bellatrix Black marries, so she marries Rodolphus Lestrange, and they do canonically not have children, but Bellatrix has a child with Voldemort. I know people don't count The Cursed Child, but I feel like I should reference it. The Cursed Child is a play. J.K. Rowling, we do not speak her name. She shall not be named. They have a child called Daphne, and J.K. wrote this. People hate it because it's bad. But I'm just gonna reference it just so in case that comes up, you know. But it probably won't if you're like in the fandom. No one ever references Delphi. But another common ship. So this is the one we love in the Marauders fandom. Is Quill Killer. They all have fancy names, so just get used to it. Quill Killer is between Bellatrix and Rita Skeeter. Another toxic one, because Bellatrix obviously made her Death Eater. Rita Skeeter is this vile reporter who reports a lot of things that aren't true in the Harry Potter books. But I still love them, and I have made a Quill Killer edit in my time. Narcissa canonically marries Lucius Malfoy and becomes Narcissa Malfoy. They have one kid, Draco, but the actual one is called Noble Flower, and this is between Alice Longbottom freak. Alice Fortescue and Narcissa Black. So Alice Fortescue is Neville Longbottom's mum, and that's why I got her name wrong, because canonically she does marry Frank Longbottom and they get tortured into insanity by Bellatrix and Barty Crouch Jr. and Rodolphus's brother. And so this ship, hilarious as hell, because they were like, what if Alice was tortured by her girlfriend's sister and her girlfriend's sister's husband? Like, wouldn't that be fun? But people love this because there's a lot of angst. And Andromeda over here marries Ted Tonks, and people love this. This is the only straight ship apart from Alice and Frank, which again, Alice and Frank, rocky ground. This is the only straight ship that people like between Andromeda Black, Ted Tonks, and their daughter. Their daughter isn't in the ship, by the way. Their daughter, Tonks. People call her Tonks, but her name is Nymphadora. Can't be bothered to write that. And then Nymphadora in the actual series ends up with Remus Lupin. Something people really, really hate. I personally hate it. They have an age gap of like 13 years, and also I think the Tonks is lesbian, and I think that Remus is bi, but I don't just think that Remus wouldn't be with Tonks. So am I ignoring canon? Yes. Is it okay to ignore canon? Yes, because J.K. Rowling wrote it. Anyway, please leave. If you're not asleep, please leave anything you want to say in the comments. I'm always open to changing my mind. I'm sorry if I said anything that was kind of that you had an issue with. I really didn't mean to make anyone offended. I'm a 15-year-old girl sitting in her room yapping about the Marauders when her GCSEs are next week. So I do apologise if anything slipped my mind. Also, another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of the characters are like evil in the Marauders fandom, and that people do baby qualify them. Who did a really good video on this? I'm literally subscribed to her. Someone did a really, really good video about this, and her name is Uncarly. So if you want to go see a good video about the baby qualification of the Death Eaters, because let's be real, they're Death Eaters. They are wizard fascists. Go watch that. It was really good. It was one of the videos I watched before I was really in the Marauders fandom, and it's really good. It's called A Deep Dive into the Marauders fandom. Basically, a woman who can put things into words way better than me, explaining it rather than me, a very enthusiastic yet not that literate girl. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in another one.